Hello, welcome to Galaxies and Peril. This is episode 4, and yeah, we're gonna rock into it. Um, we have Kai back, which is great. Very, very curious to see what's going to happen next. Um, Last time we had a mission, an expedition, to find Gavin Grant, who was a powered person who had led a life of crime at one point and was taken in by the Idea Hive and put to work at a construction site. He disappeared. Turns out he reverted to his gator state to an extreme extent and wound up in the sewers. Tracked him down, made friends with some Morlocks, got them set up with a Google Fiber or whatever, whatever the uh, what's your guy's last name, Steven? Um,
Simons.
Simmons, yeah, Simmons Industry Fiber Network, um, and yeah, met his dog Bijou. That was nice, and yeah, got him safely back. And I think that's where we left off. Um, in downtime, I've adjusted some faction stuff according to that. We added -1 to the Two Scoops gang, +1 for our Morlocks, and -1 for Oscorp. That's going to be interesting. And I also threw a few Fallout clocks on there, which I have not burned heat on yet. Um, we have retaliation for the Two Scoops gang as a clock. Um, Whoever messed with Gator discovers that you interfered with their little project, and someone unsavory gets wind of the Morlocks. So I have not added heat to them yet. I think I have 7 heat to add on there from our end of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so I'll distribute those, and I believe we are into downtime now. Um, Devil Wolf was not here for the mission. So, any idea what you might have been doing during the time? What you got called away for?
Yeah, I remember being pretty like into like this mission.
Hmm.
So it had to be something important. Um, maybe maybe I sensed that someone was messing with our door, the gate,
Oh, the
um
jail.
the jail, yeah, our
Yeah,
our prison, as it were.
nice.
And so I rushed to deal with that. That would be about the only thing I could think of that would be more
Mm,
important than what we were working on.
yeah, that
So
totally makes sense. Cool. Write that down. Cool. And there's no one in the prison at the moment, right?
we hadn't decided on anyone. No.
Okay, cool. Sweet. So we are into downtime actions then. Let me get back up to there. Do, 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 do. So our downtime actions are familiar, right? Uh, Starting or advancing a long-term clock or project clock, recovering from harm, recovering resilience, rehabilitating an image with affection, acquiring assets, and training. And we have two each. I'm not. I haven't decided how I want to handle, like, if Devil Wolf just gets another downtime now, or want to play something differently with that. What are your feelings?
Well, I don't mind. Well, so question, like I've got two downtime clocks, right?
Hmm.
And they automatically get ticked. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what if that
Everyone gets
takes me
their
to
ticks.
negative resilience? Is that the same thing as like in Blades where you know, expose the gang or go on a bender or something like that?
Um,
It's
no, I
probably
don't think it does that.
generated.
Yeah.
it's voluntary to use the clocks, and I
Yeah,
don't think there's an overindulgence thing in this
not that I
game.
saw. Yeah,
Okay, good, good, good,
yeah. So
good.
basically, everyone put a tick on both of your clocks, your downtime clocks, and then if you want to recover, spend a action to recover resilience, you can additionally cash out one or both of those clocks to do that.
Well, I'm still trying to heal off this getting knocked silly thing. I only have 2 ticks on my healing clock.
Mm.
So could I just spend the other 2 downtime actions just getting rid of the damage?
Yeah, yeah. What does that look like?
Um, hmm. What's something Marvel that I haven't done anything with in a while? I haven't seen. Um, I'm developing pictures from my camera. I just stay in the dark room,
Oh,
um,
nice.
developing pictures and stuff like that. So it's as zen as I can get.
um, yeah, I don't think we even need to roll for that since you weren't on mission. I think we can just knock that off.
All right, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, y'all got some high resilience totals.
Yeah, we got some action. Um, yeah. Who else has a downtime action they'd like to do?
I know what I'm doing for my actions. I'm going to train playbook because that gets me to 8, so I can get another ability.
Nice.
I'm going to pick the Carpe Diem. Uh, so when things are bad, I can give us a push.
Nice.
That feels right. And I'm going to recover resilience. And I'll do. Actually, I you roll first, right? You roll one die.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a 2, so that's not enough.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Um,
That gets you one, right?
so I'm definitely activating the what training do I need block.
No, actually, rolling
Oh, that
having
that
a
gets you
2
two
gets 2
boxes.
ticks. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, but
Straight.
I recover 2 resilience from the roll, right?
Yeah, yeah. And then you can spend more
Yeah,
to
yeah. That's
spend
what
your
I wanted to
clocks.
do.
Cool.
I want to use the what training do I need block, and
Hmm.
that has 2 ticks now, so I get another 2 resilience.
Yep.
And I uncheck those. Um, and I think this is I'll hook that up with the special ability that um, Svava feels that she's like the clutch hitter when shit hits the fan. She needs to be ready
Hmm.
to jump in and take the hit or push forward or do the thing that gets everyone out of the danger. Uh, so I don't know how you would train for that, but I think think it's more like tactical situations, maybe. Like
Hmm.
I think she spent some time talking to Nighthawk because she feels like he has that sort of thing down. He's a smart guy. He knows how to plan out a fight and that sort of.
Cool. Nighthawk, what kind of advice do you give Swava?
So you were trying to plan out a fight?
Yeah, like try to understand how to think more tactically and that sort of.
I think this is like a training montage where the 2 of us are like in a ring. Or okay, it's sort of like the equivalent of the danger room, right? We're in a room where there are
Yeah,
dangerous things like ropes swinging around and stuff like that. And while you're much stronger than I am, I think I start pointing out things like where you have to maintain your awareness and you have to watch out for this, and I'll throw a swing, and you'll duck, but that's where the rope comes and hits you. Like, you have to keep your awareness all around. Yeah.
Cool.
Where is that danger room?
I think so. We have a headquarters that's above Caffeine Hazard, right?
You have some rooms up there. Yeah.
So I think it's something that's not anything fancy. It's sort of like a boxing ring gym kind of thing.
Oh, kind of like
where
the
we train.
Buffy style backroom training.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like a
Cool.
back room, except on top.
Cool. Svava, how, like, if you're training that Carpe Diem skill, how do you feel like this training and this conversation with Nighthawk kind of bolsters your ability to lead the team?
I think he helps me see that I can't just look at the thing that's right in front of me, that I have to like consider the whole situation, and maybe the best solution isn't just to find the biggest guy and punch them in the face. Sometimes you have to, do some thinking before you.
Cool. Awesome.
It's
Just for
very
character
weird, but
Just for character development, I think something you pick up during this. I picked a couple of bonds with a bond with each character. For you, Svava, is I can't let you know how much you intimidate me. So I think you see me during this training montage. I flinch a little bit because I know you're much stronger than I am, and I don't want to get knocked out from just some silly accident. Yeah.
Nice. Nighthawk, do you have some downtime you want to do?
Actually, I thought, Svava, I have to say, Anders, I really appreciate it. I didn't realize that training an ability was a downtime action. It's not blades, is it?
You can train. It's just that you train playbook XP instead of one of the other XP tracks.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're training for resilience, not training for your special ability.
No, I kind of baked both things into one. But when you train, you gain XP on one of your tracks, and you have 4 tracks. You have the insight, prowess, and resolve that go towards the actions, and then you have your playbook XP track, and you can train on all of them.
Yeah, and you can train resilience in addition to that. That's a different. Yeah, it's the same train activity, but it's a different thing.
You can spend XP to gain extra resilience.
Great.
I did not do that.
I was confused. I thought what you were doing was you were taking a special ability that you already had the XP for, but you had to take a downtime action in order to gain that ability.
No. I just needed 1 more XP to be able to get it. That's why I spent
that. I understand. Okay. So that changes my answer then, Mark, because I had taken an advance because I had enough XP, which is the night. You blend into the shadows so you can virtually disappear for anyone at your tier and below. So that is no longer a downtime action that I need to take. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue the training montage after Slava. And I think what that is that I recognize my intimidation within myself, and I have to build up my strength. So I'm going to spend an XP to get 1 additional resilience box.
Nice.
And I think it's what we see on screen is Svava leaves after the training we just did, and I think I sit down like with a towel and I kind of wipe off the sweat off my face and everything, and then I stand back up and I start going back to it, and it's kind of more of a strength training, endurance training,
right?
Where I'm like, have to be able to take whatever comes. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Cool. That's one. Remix, do you have anything you want to throw in there?
Question. If I do a scene, like a downtime scene, around one of the downtime clocks. What does that mechanically do?
So if you want to, so the clocks mechanically, you spend the clocks for resilience. And when you do that, that's when you do a scene or narrate a little bit about how that's affecting you.
I see. So if I do
Yeah.
nothing, then the 2 ticks stay,
Mhm.
and I can collect them later.
Yeah. And you can still have scenes that don't mechanically do anything to the clocks, of course.
Sure. I think Remix maybe during the fight scene, Sava training with Nighthawks Remix brought them snacks from Caffeine Hazard,
Nice.
like a little coffee cake and some water bottles, and tried to chat and hang out and spent a lot of time orienting questions towards Nighthawk. And I don't know if he really registered on it because I'm not collecting on that. Let's see. So for downtime, then I do think it would be good for us to rehabilitate Image. What is a faction we should probably work on?
Ooh.
Big T Imports? Who's Big T Imports?
That is the guy that Devil Wolf was talking to at the beginning, the very, very beginning of the first one. And tried to intimidate him with some magic, and he was like, I got this magic necklace that I'm not worried about you.
Yeah, he seems like he's a bad guy. I don't want to improve that. Does anyone have a particular faction that they would love for the custodians to be in good with?
If
we're already
you're looking
really-
for something, don't you love the 2 Scoops game?
That's me.
Doesn't Rich love the 2 Scoops game?
Rich loves the 2 Scoops game.
Oh,
but
sure.
I don't know if I want to improve. They're bad guys though, and they use ice cream, which means they're obviously bad to kids. That's terrible. I don't want to rehabilitate my image with them. I think instead, oh man, Fantastic Four. I mean, we have it there. It's already somewhat positive. So she's sending coffee and snacks up to the Fantastic Four tower. I can't remember. Is it called Fantastic? It's not called Fantastic Four. It's
Baxter
No.
Building.
Baxter Building. Thank you.
Baxter Building, yes.
Baxter Building. So no. She doesn't send it. Like she has a little. I don't know if she rented it. But she's got a little scooter. She's wearing the little helmet. It's the dorky looking helmet kind of thing, and she's delivering to the Baxter Building a bunch of donuts and coffee cakes and other pastries that she's made herself, and a whole lot of coffee, like a carafe of coffee, trying to, because they're so close, right?
Yeah.
Also,
pretty
they're really
close.
awesome. And also Mr. Fantastic, who, wow,
She mentor.
he's a scroll.
Yeah.
You want to stay away from him, or
I would like to see the roll, I think, to see how that works out.
yeah, that could be bad. This is amazing. Okay, I'm committed to it now, even though it's a terrible idea. Okay, what do I roll?
It is.
It's just an action roll. I define what I'm doing.
It's an action roll. Roll the dice. Yeah, so you're making an action roll.
Okay, I think it's a mingle. It feels like.
Yeah.
Does it feel okay? All right. Let me. Oh, it's not the die roller. Okay. Mingle with FF. Hey, I got a 4. That's
That's
not
a
great.
4. Yeah, that's still a point, I think, right? 4 to 5 is a +1. Yeah.
Yep.
So I guess question for you. Do they know about you? Are you just trying to like establish a friendly neighborhood connection?
I think they don't know. I think it'd be interesting to find out on screen how the Fantastic Four are going to deal with the Skrull, because I remember images of them finding a Super Skrull that had all their powers, and that
Yeah.
huge.
Awesome.
And I think maybe she knows that they fought a Super Skrull, so she knows she's going into the heart of danger here, but hoping that they'll remember this later if they ever find out, which they never will, because I'm very good at non-terror.
Yeah, I think it looks like you have a good reputation with them already. So I think when you bring the cart of pastries and coffee and whatnot, it's not just to the downstairs lobby. They bring you up, and they have a receiving area there. And probably Sue and Johnny are just hanging out and have a little chat with you, and kind of oh, you're local, and we've got your flyers and whatnot. How long have you been in the city? What prompted you to open up a coffee shop? It's so great to have local businesses, and so not Herbie. Oh my God, maybe.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, she plays it off. I don't think Nero expected to be invited in or anything. It's more of a like, hey, I deliver this stuff off. Okay, wait. Oh, you're asking me in? Oh, this is hello, and looking around.
Yeah, you're a neighbor.
Amazed. She's very impressed and a little agog at all of the technology. So, yeah. She gives them her general narrow line of, oh yeah, I'm from around here, and caffeine hazard. Here's my card. So you guys are welcome, and we're totally welcome. We also have a couple of private dining areas. She looks meaningfully over to the thing. So,
well, what are you trying to imply, that I need to stay out of the public eye?
No, I just thought if you wanted to dine without having to worry about the public, because you're also famous.
I ain't worried. No one bothers me that much anymore. I'm just messing with you. This is fantastic coffee. I'll just like grabs one of the carafes. Gug.
Breathes a sigh of relief. Yeah.
Awesome. That's gonna be fun. That was just one action, right?
Yep, that was just one.
Okay. I think Suave used both yours. Nighthawk, do you have another one you want to do?
I do. I'd like to recover resilience.
Cool.
And this is what this looks like on screen. Is I go back home, and I think I have a butler, right?
Mm-hmm.
And her name is Nora Fletcher. And I was looking for pictures to add into the NPCs tab, but I think it's the typical thing. I go back, and they're like, oh, you have to get patched up. So let me roll to see what that looks like. And
I noticed that you don't get the full result of the die roll when you recover. Okay. It's 1, 2, 3 is 1, 4 and 5 is 2, 6 is 3.
For resilience?
Yeah. That's what it says in the book, at least.
Oh yeah.
So it's pretty stingy.
Oh yeah. It didn't say that on the cheat sheet. It didn't have that. Yeah. Interesting.
The cheat sheet, it says recover resilience, number of boxes.
So, yeah.
Okay. And I'm sorry about that. I copied that actually out of the book, though.
Yeah. Must just not have taken, I guess.
Screen cap.
Oh no. We trust you, Anders. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you saying that there's some editing problems? What? Which one do we prefer? Because they're both official.
I would go with the one in the book, because that feels like what Blades usually does.
Okay.
Page 171 for reference.
Yeah. But it also lists critical, which is weird because you can't get a crit on one die, but maybe if you have some special ability that lets you roll an extra die.
Yeah. Interesting. Oh, it looks like it's probably it's that way in the reference sheets. It doesn't have the range there. So that might have been where you copy pasted it from.
Yeah, this is straight from the reference sheets. The
yeah.
thing that's in there. the character keeper.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
well.
reference sheets have it that way, and the book has it that way.
Okay.
So maybe it just didn't make it to the reference sheets.
Yeah, or they didn't make the reference sheet.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the long-term project segments too. Oh, maybe it's trying to say that 5321 is for all three of those. It's not clearly indicated, but that's how that works
Oh
out.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That seems.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
Okay. So I rolled my recovery, and I rolled a 6, which is 3 ticks,
Nice.
which is not enough.
Do you want to cash in some clocks?
I do. Man, if I cash in both of my clocks, I'll still have 2 resilience. I think I'm going to cash in one of the clocks, which is, do I have a villain counterpart?
Oh.
Yeah.
And since the clock wasn't full, we can kind of get hints of that. It seems like the interesting answer is yes, but it's up to you. Or it could be like no one can match your wealth.
Right. No, I think what happens here is we start to see nefarious activity in the press attributed to Nighthawk. Right? It's not, I didn't go do something, but like they're like, there was a theft, or there was some gang members were killed, or something like
Ooh.
that it was like, I didn't do that, but everybody else thinks I did.
Nice.
And the only, and there's no way to prove that, right?
Right.
So something is out there giving credit to Nighthawk where it shouldn't be.
Do you have some sort of
Nice.
calling card, or
Ooh.
I think I don't think I have a calling card, but I think that they have a certain amount of video surveillance, and they're like, okay, we saw a guy in a dark suit that's dressed up kind of like a bird, and this is what it looks like.
Right.
Cool.
Nice. I like that.
I thought maybe like each of your shells, like your ammo, had like some sort of like
right into it.
something on it that forensics could be like, this is a Nightwing bullet. But
what was the thing that you got blamed for that like sticks with you?
Oh, it was
most?
the death. It was the death. It was, there were some bad guys, and the article actually says, Nighthawk, judge, jury, and executioner.
Nice.
And I'm like, I think I'm looking this over as I'm lying on the gurney, and they're working on Nora's working on me, and I get more and more worked up until she's like, you need to calm down so that I can do my job.
Nice. Was it any specific gang, or was it just like thugs?
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's look at the factions.
And we can always add a new one if we want to.
Oh, let's say it's the Tracksuit Mafia.
Oh, you killed some of them.
Yeah.
Oh, killer bro.
Kate Bishop's like, you can kill them?
Yeah, awesome.
And Alexander's like, no, you shouldn't be killing them.
Awesome. Ooh, that's bad news. Bad news. And I think Remings has one more action.
That is correct. I really feel like she needs to train. What do we have a bonus on? Anything?
Bonus. I don't think we have one. Nope.
Man, what's wrong with us?
Not yet, but we have an advance pending, so if you want to spend that on that, that's a discussion we can have now if we want.
That's right. We were supposed to talk about what we're going to take for an advance when Kai got back. So
yeah,
welcome back, Kai. Let's talk about the advance for the custodians.
Is there an advance that gives you extra for training?
Yeah, the training ones over on the lower right. Insight, prowess, resolve, personal.
Oh, okay. Ooh. but there's not one for resilience.
Yeah. Is there a special ability that does that? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
We'd probably hit maximum resilience pretty quickly if we.
Yeah. I think you can only add 3 boxes.
Right.
Oh, 5. You can add
I think it's
5
5.
boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I noticed I was 1 box away, and I'm like, huh, I think I need more resilience. So let me see if I can start increasing that. And it takes a
Yeah.
downtime to do it.
Yeah.
Now, if you increase resilience, it makes it harder for you to trauma out, right?
It does.
Did it cost just the downtime activity, or did you have to spend on XP?
You have to spend XP for it. Yeah.
XP.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's spendy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's super good.
It is. So, and the same thing, just to remind everybody again, you can spend 3 XP and so on to get powers that are mastered. That's really nice too. And a downtime activity.
Yeah. Let's see. So we've got ambassadors, blood and sweat, research grants, advancing tier cost has the normal resources, engagement roll for star chasers, resistance rolls, unstable molecules, world's greatest show. Your relationships with the city, media, and law enforcement can each count as +1 turf if it's positive. Ooh. Synchronous during group actions. If multiple players roll 6s, it counts as a critical. That's nice. That's all usual boxes and upgrades down there.
I think the training one at this point in time is where I would like to go.
Okay.
So
And
we get 2 of those, right? 2. If we pick upgrades, we get 2 of them. Isn't that how it works?
Is that true?
It's like 1 in the bigger section and then 2 in the lower right-hand section.
Yeah, I think you're correct. Yeah.
Oh, right.
If we're using like regular, or the rules we use in that 42 session game of Star Wars.
Brief excursion.
Let me double check that, but I think you're right.
I don't remember there being a difference between those. It costs both of them to get a cohort. But I think you can mix and match between the team up. It's just that the team upgrades are the ones that are specific to this team type. And the ones on the right under HQ and so on are the generic. But I could misremember. Yeah. Team upgrade.
Where that is. Maybe rewards.
This is great YouTube content. 5 people looking up rules.
Yeah, I can't find it in the book.
On page 74, when you fill your team advancement tracker, clear the marks and take a new special ability or mark 2 team upgrade boxes.
Excellent. There we are. Advancement. Team advancement.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, 2 boxes then.
so I have a question about that. Under HQ vehicle, we have 1 box ticked. Does that mean we have 1 vehicle, or does that mean we don't have a vehicle yet? We're just progressing towards it.
That means you have an okay vehicle.
Okay. So,
yeah,
Rich, I think you suggested we train.
That's right.
Yeah, let's take something in training. What are you guys most interested in boosting? Here, I'm going to take a look at the across the board. Where are we weakest? Oh, weird. Something's broken about Nighthawk.
Change the name on the tab. You have to change the name to mix.
Oh,
match.
Not mess with the name, you guys.
What did I do?
No,
I changed the names on the tabs. That was me.
Ah, okay.
Make
It
them
didn't mess
consistent.
up Savava for some reason. Anyway, I
Yeah,
got it.
really were
I mean, in terms of role playing, like if you go anywhere near the door, you're probably like assaulted with magical energy. So if you wanted to work on, resolve, like
Mm.
that would be a easier way to do resolve. Is just learning how to sit in the same room with it. um,
We generally seem weakest in insight.
I agree.
Insight.
yeah.
And training in that makes a little bit of sense because this was a investigation kind of mission.
But is insight stuff we, the players, want to actively engage in and roll frequently?
Right.
Seeking,
Sure.
studying, surveying. It's all very.
Giles takes care of that.
Oh, I think you mentioned resolve. I could go for resolve.
I kind of imagine that we're going to get all of them sooner or later. It's just like which order do we pick?
Yeah,
them?
Mark, you
Because-
signed up for that? Another 42?
Yeah, why not?
Well, let's talk about that for a second. Right now we have 2 ticks, insight, and resolve. I'm good with that.
Okay, boom.
And you're 3 XP away from another advance too. So you can
True.
get them all probably at the end of the session.
So
So insight and resolve it was awesome.
Yep.
Cool.
I'm going to go back a little bit and talk about mechanics, because we talked about how could you get a critical if you're rolling 1 die to recover your resilience,
Mhm.
and at the bottom it says +1 die if you have help, spend +1 res for +1 result level to a max of critical.
Yeah,
So,
there you go.
Anders, you did something. Was it training that you did that you had to with the downtime activity where you had to roll? Where I was helping you in the ready room?
You trained playbook and recovered resilience, right?
Yeah, and recovering resilience was with the what kind of training do I need? So they're kind of connected. So
Right.
maybe I can get help from Nighthawk through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So that would be another die. I think you rolled a 2.
I rolled a 2, so I'll roll another die. And that's 2, so it doesn't
2.
matter. It doesn't change the
Yep.
the
And just to go through everything mechanically, that costs me a resilience.
Yep.
Right?
Oh, right.
Right? To help. But I'm going to spend another resilience to increase the max level of my roll, which was a 6, to a critical,
Oh, nice.
and then reduce by 2. So basically that was free. My help was free there.
Nice.
However, on screen what that looks like is I told you I was starting to get agitated and everything, and I think Nora actually had to give me a painkiller. And so I'm going to put down like I don't think it's an actual trauma or tag or something, but I'm going to put down, addicted to painkillers ?
Little loopy maybe, yeah.
You can make that one of your downtime clock
Yeah.
if you want, because I checked just to be sure. And when you resolve a clock, then you can put the same one up again, or you can replace it. So
Yeah. Depends
I
on how
think
much
I'm
of a
gonna-
thing you want to make it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it here, but I'm going to bold it on my character sheet as, a roleplay activity. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Cool.
Sorry
So
if I'm jumping in a lot here.
no, you're good. So Remix, did you want to use one of those fresh training things to
Sure
train your stuff?
do. Yeah. I think we see Remix in a couple of panels if this were a comic, or a brief musical montage if it's MCU. She's reading through some books on a Kindle because she's a modern kind of individual, on how to influence people and who moved my cheese and a bunch of other things to increase resolve.
Nice. Resolve.
Hit the books.
Best way to learn, reading about it. Cool. What time do we have? I'm curious about the door. I think I'd like to see just a little bit of what does it look like when you get an alert that someone's messing with the door.
Okay.
And I guess what did you find when you checked it out, and what does it look like?
So my thought was that I'm somehow mystically linked to it.
Mhm.
So I figured like it'll be one of those intense stabbing headaches for a couple of seconds when you're like, oh no, something's misaligned, or things are changing, or something like that. So I think it looks like that. What was the second question? I'm sorry.
When you went to check it out, or checked it out, however you do, what did you find? Did you find anything? What does that look like?
Yeah. I think that when I get there, it's stable and there's no one there, but there's some message written on the wall in a language that I don't know.
Ooh.
And
Is it like written in like ink, glowing letters, blood carved into the wall?
Well, I could go for it being like, this is me trying to help you, or this is me being evil, and there's like so many different possibilities.
Yeah.
You kind of have to have some mystical sense to see it. It's not written. It's that reality is missing in tiny little spots that makes a written language, right?
Nice.
It's like, those times when you walk into a room and you completely forget what's going on, like that's kind of like when your head walks through a no space. So like there's just this
Nice.
no space a message of some sort, and that leaves it up in the air as to who made it. But whoever it is powerful, and definitely wanted to leave a message.
Cool. And we don't know what the message is yet.
Yeah, please.
Awesome. Yeah. Cool. I love that. Definitely gives stuff to work with. Cool. Let's take 10. All right. So let's do mission. So I think it worked out pretty well last time, just following the rules instead of me making up one ahead of time. So let's do that again. Choosing a mission type. Explorers generally go on expeditions, but there's no reason you can't do a job or a shakeup if that's what you're interested in. I think we'll.
Well, so like some of the tunnel got destroyed last time, right?
Yeah.
And like, you kept mentioning maybe the river might have. Was there any like flooding?
Oh, it turned out to be a water main, so not the river, because it's
okay.
too far away from the river.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah, and I imagine the cleanup crews that Nighthawk sent down probably took care of a lot of that as well.
Yeah, it reminded me of like how they found the Jean Grey that nearly died in the shuttle, and not the Phoenix version of Jean Grey. She was in like Hudson Bay or something like that.
Right.
Fantastic Four found her after she went sort of nova. And so I was like, well, if water got involved, maybe like something got revealed, or exposed or something like that. Maybe Namor shows up or something.
We could always look through the factions and see if there's anything we should do there.
Yeah. So the expedition step 1 is choose a part of the world to flesh out. So since we're still tier 0, that would be something local.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. But it doesn't mean that local thing can't be like the door or something like that.
The door to the shop.
I wouldn't mind trying some other type of job just to see
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah. So the jobs you choose the type of case that you want, disappearance, theft, and so on. And for shakeups, it's just choosing a goal and getting it done.
Where are these at again? I'm sorry.
I'm looking at the reference sheets now. They're on page. I'm looking at 24 for shakeups, but it's around that area.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the editing here is. I'm looking in the book, and it's usually a shakeup falls into one of 2 categories, and they list 3.
We're not going to tell you which 2, though.
Right. 2 truths and a lie.
Seizing a claim, that's interesting.
Say that again.
Seizing a claim.
Oh, seizing a claim. Yeah.
That's listed as one of the things under shakeup.
Yeah. Right now you have some turfs to claim and a think tank, which gets you +1 to the engagement roll for stealth plans.
If we wanted to double down and say that we're protecting the Morlocks, that would be turf, right?
Yeah, that would definitely be turf.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think, like, we're on episode 4. Like, there's plenty more to play around with. So many Marvel characters.
I know. And you're halfway to going up a tier, so that's good.
Yeah.
Strong 0.
I kind of feel like if we were comic books, like this would be we'd be some weird part of the crossover of some mega plot right now. And it's like only like the purists have to read the issue if they want to get the entire thing, but like I don't know, it's like some demon shows up to get coffee and we're like, oh, this is our Inferno crossover. That's all.
That's kind of how we started out. So there may or may not be a larger plot. We'll see.
Yeah.
I think I have to wait for a movie to come out before I make that decision.
When Narrow goes to the Fantastic Four, they talk about something that's happening somewhere else.
Right.
That totally could be a thing.
If you want to see the conversation, check out the
Issue-
Custodians
Asterisk.
issue 3. Oh Lord.
We've got Defenders, but we don't have Heroes for Hire as a faction, but either of those are local and they're pretty high tier. Defenders are tier 3, which makes sense. We could get mixed up with them.
And we also have the other alternative, or what I read as one of those 2 for shakeups is reduce a faction's hold, which basically means going after someone, and that's definitely something we could do. I mean, we could go after the 2 Scoops gang, for example.
You definitely could.
What if Murdoch needs help taking care of something in Hell's Kitchen, and it invites us into help or something like that, or because that would then get us onto like the Kingpin's radar, and it'd be nice to have him as a villain, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So Svava has Daredevil as a
it's true
nemesis or not ally. And I think that's the only relationship you have with him so far, and that is
Yeah.
that's Daredevil, not Matt Murdock. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
but that could
maybe.
I mean, he doesn't like me personally because I
Yeah.
messed up something he was some case he was working on. I think that's how we
Yeah.
spun it. But I mean, he could still like, oh, I need some muscle or someone to do part of this. The other defenders are busy
Mhm.
or out of town. At
Yeah.
least I know these guys, so it could be that sort of thing.
What about Nighthawk? Is there something about your background or history that we could explore? Or Narrow, could we learn like how you got here as a scroll, or like
Yeah.
why is an Asgardian hanging out at a coffee shop?
You were on the Statesman, was it? That's the name of the ship. The Senator, something like that. What was the name of the ship? That Thanos
the ship
attacked.
from Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
What was that? I don't know. That's a great question.
Asgardian. The Statesman, yeah.
Nice move. Yes, I was on the Statesman under the
You
command
were
of
the
Talon.
lucky half. Yeah. And you wound up in New Asgard and came over here for reasons, right?
Mm.
Put
Interesting.
that down.
Maybe get our first prisoner.
Oh yeah.
So many possibilities.
I see some of the big, the bigger tier people like the Defenders or the Avengers or something like that, or like you mentioned, Daredevil are like, okay, we outsource the low level thugs, like the little things,
Yeah.
to these upstarts. So whenever you mentioned something about, Daredevil says, blah blah blah, let's do this thing. I like the idea that, they're like, oh yeah, we could take care of this, but we're busy saving the world.
Well, my thought was like it was something like there's a bomb threat in 4 different places.
Oh,
And Daredevil can't be in 4 different places
interesting.
or something like that. Or maybe 5, so there's a pentagram, or I don't know. Just I guess 6 would be the center of the pentagram, but not necessarily like a we're you know patting the kids on the head, and more like we need help. It may not be more than just standing around waiting to
We need
do
more
something.
bodies.
Right.
Yep. If you were interested in doing turf, just double check the book. It says every claim is already controlled by a nefarious faction. So basically, you're fighting supervillains to get turf. If that's something that you're interested in, we could maybe hook that in that way too.
Yeah, so we could find out who we pissed off by being in the Morlock tunnels.
But we wouldn't necessarily have to fight them. We could make friends with them and join with them, right?
Exactly.
So like the Morlocks, in order to get turf from the Morlocks, we've made allies. We could go down there at will if we solidify that relationship.
Yeah. Which might mean protecting them for a threat or getting them something they can't get or something else like that. Yeah.
Like Wi-Fi.
Yep. Done.
The quest for better cell phone reception.
I'll try to get a signal in the sewer.
Okay, so what do we think is more interesting, making friends with the Morlocks or doing something for Daredevil? Because it seems like those are the main two.
Or doing something with the door. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
with
I
the
would
door.
suggest Daredevil or the door because we saw the Morlocks last session.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I'm fine with either of those.
What if the She-Hulk people were like, hey, we don't actually have a prison that we can put this guy in, and so like, could you use your prison because it's more secure or something like that? I don't know. Like, not like anything other than just a holding cell, and like, I don't know, Jennifer has to show up, or and like the lawyer has to talk to them and stuff like that. So we have to open the door, and I don't know. That's kind of silly, but
Could
that
be
can go.
the rare transport mission where we actually have to take them from one
Right.
to another.
Oh my goodness.
Since it's at least my understanding, the Shulky prison is government. There's no way they're gonna above board admit that our stuff's better. But we could flip it. Like we have someone, and the transport mission, just like you said, Undish, we have to take it to their facility.
Yeah.
That could be interesting if we
Yeah,
want to do a
maybe-
transport mission.
Maybe it's not imprisonment. Maybe we're keeping them safe from some threat. It's like it's
They're
a secure
refugees.
location to
Yeah.
stash something.
Yeah.
We could tie this into the last session with it being Gator. Gator has to be transported to someplace safe.
Mm.
But
Has
that's
Gator's-
follow on.
Is Gator still not in control of himself?
He has been turned back, but it's unclear whether he is in control or not.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's what I remember, but
Yeah.
However, I
Some-
think I'd really like to see the door stuff because that's a big part of what brought our group together.
Cool.
it'll help me figure a lot of things out too.
Awesome.
I don't really understand what the door is.
Oh, time
Is
to
it a
find out.
Door to the in negative zone? Like, what is it?
Well, on my character sheet, I say that I chose, and I'm completely up for altering it because at this point I'm still just trying to figure her out. But I chose extra dimensional magical energy, and then in parentheses I put limbo. So
That makes sense. It ties better to New
But
Mutants stuff
I
too.
could, yeah, I mean, or it could be like a place to Avalon. You know, there are lots of different extra dimensional places that this could be connected to.
Somewhere in the Nine Realms too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What if it's a multi-dimensional jail, kind of like Nowhere,
Hmm.
but across dimensions or something
Oh,
like
like
that?
different cells in different dimensions to keep
Yeah,
everyone separated.
yeah.
That's
But
fun.
But you can still walk down and see them and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm here to figure her out today. So whatever we do.
You've also got a connection with Wong, if that would help
Mm.
bring something in there.
Right. I'll put him in my friends section.
So it sounds like you want to do kind of a transporty kind of thing, either taking someone from the door to somewhere else or vice versa, or protecting them while they're in transport. Does that sound right?
Transport sounds
Sure.
good. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't know exactly what, but
Yeah. Maybe since maybe there's someone in the door, and since the door got messed with, maybe you want to get them transported somewhere safer while you check out what it is.
okay. So our best guess is that they were here because of who we have locked up.
So then the question is, who do you have locked up?
I saw an episode of The Flash where they had Draco Malfoy locked up. I guess we could. Sorry, it's the only episode of The Flash I've ever seen.
We could leave who's locked up on the table until we make the engagement roll,
Sure.
and then engagement roll could inform us as to whether or not it's a friendly or not.
Oh, the dice can tell us. Because I'm sitting here going
Yeah.
like, here, I'm just going here like, could you just roll a die and
You definitely could. There are tables for that. Yeah. What was I looking at here? So yeah, we did an inciting incident. Is so someone is in the door. We need to get them out to somewhere safe. What story elements will be fun? We got all that. Great. So the plan is transport. What's the detail we're looking at here? It is in the rules tab. So it's the route and the means. So I guess where are we taking them to, and how are we doing it?
We have that one check mark in a vehicle. Is that
Yeah, we have not defined what the vehicle is yet either, which we can definitely do now.
well? I think Nero defined it as a scooter last. No, just kidding.
Sorry, that was a rental.
If you so to define the vehicle, we basically just say what it is, and then we give it one or two edges and an equal number of flaws from the little vehicle table on page 71 of the book. So what do you feel like your vehicle looks like?
Yeah, I imagine I'm gonna be like on point with the motorcycle since I have an entire power devoted to how
Mhm.
well I drive. So something that would be helpful. So something probably big and slow. Would be my guess.
Is it like a delivery truck?
An ice cream truck.
Or a coffee truck.
I
Yeah.
just
Oh, coffee
Oh,
truck.
like a food truck. Yeah.
yeah. I'll run through the edges and flaws just quickly so that we know what the options are.
Mhm.
So edges are armored, equipped, which means it has tracking gear and other high-tech scanning equipment. It can be fast, which means faster than anything on Earth. I don't think it has to be. I imagine this kind of scales with our peers.
Yeah.
It's fast. Nimble, which means it handles easily. Simple, easy to repair, which means we get to remove all harm during downtime. Stealthy, storage, sturdy. So those are the edges. And then we have the flaws. Costly, which means, cost 2 resources instead of 1 per downtime to keep in operation. So apparently it costs to keep your vehicle running. That's
Interesting.
mean, and nothing I have seen mentioned anywhere else.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
Distinct, which means it has memorable features. Experimental, finicky, and hot. Uses alien tech and may attract unwanted attention. I don't think it has to be alien tech for us.
Unwanted attention, yes, please. We have a vibranium box with wheels. Sorry, please continue. Yes, audition.
Sorry, just some of these have mechanical things attached to them.
Gotcha.
But if you want some kind of if it's like a food truck, it could be storage or sturdy. And then, I mean, it could be distinct. If it says caffeine hazard on it, then that's going to mean that if it's involved in anything, then it's going to point directly at us.
Mhm.
I like the idea that maybe a food truck would be stealthy because there's going to be food trucks everywhere. And we could take hot. Remix, do you think that maybe the food truck has some scroll technology to make it different colors or different configurations?
Yeah, that sounds fun.
That's cool.
The toys are going to sell like mad.
Oh, sweet. So sad.
Are we all good with a food truck?
Yeah, I'm good with it. I think it's going to cause trouble and
Yes.
regret, and that sounds wonderful.
Is it a food truck as in we pull into a parking lot and serve people tacos? Or
Yeah, coffee and snacks, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coffee and biscotti and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you don't need a huge kitchen to prepare that. So yeah.
Yeah.
The rest of it could be a makeshift prison for the moment.
So you were saying it's stealthy because it's the coffee truck, and hot because it has some tech, right?
Yeah,
I think that it's also stealthy because of the scroll tech.
Yeah. Cool.
Are there any other edges?
Yeah, so you can take one or two edges and then take the equal number of. So you can take any of the other one if you want to. Armored, equipped, fast, nimble, simple, storage, or sturdy.
But then we have to take another flaw as well, right?
Yes, correct.
I like experimental as a flaw. Systems are not fully tested. Make a fortune roll during your team's using your team's tier to see if it holds up when engaging any new systems.
Ooh.
Oh,
means
yeah,
we're
it's
almost
scroll
certain to
tech, but
fail
it's
right
like
now.
it's like 30-year-old scroll tech.
Yeah. Or scroll tech that you cobbled together on the fly, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
like
looking
that.
at the wiki for deviant scroll technology. So
I can't believe there's a wiki for that. That's amazing.
and that's just the category page. There's like an ABCD list down
Wow.
of things that are considered. Okay, that triggers a star. Don't need that. Thank you much. The cosmic cube. Scroll handcuffs. Water scroll handcuffs. Whoa, Captain America's screwed. Oh my god. Sorry. I am way too much of a kidder. Let's see.
Experimental sounds fun. What edge do you want to go along with that?
Sturdy? Like it's hard for them to get out of? Or people to get into? If they're
Mm.
trying
You
to
had mentioned something about a prison, temporary prison transport. If that's the
Mhm.
intention here, that could be basically the edge, that it's equipped or sturdy so it could handle prisoners.
Yeah, or armored would be good.
Yep, that's good.
Cool. Which do you want to take? Armored, equipped, sturdy?
Equipped
Sturdy
looks
or-
like it's
or
tracking
equipped.
gear. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'd say armored or sturdy.
Sturdy means it keeps operating even when it's broken.
So they have warbirds. Warbirds are one-man space fighters the size of a human automobile, sedan, or sports car, equipped with weapons. Like if multiple ones got like knocked down, they could be like, we're trying to put them together to make a,
Mm.
I don't know, just thinking here. Or we can just hand wave it and say scroll technology. Cool.
I think effectively it'd be armored, right? Because that's protecting against, instead of protecting against damage, it's someplace where we could hold someone.
Mhm.
Hmm.
That probably has some other protections against magic stuff. Cool. There's that. Cool. So that's our plan details. Let's go ahead and make the engagement roll. How about that? So engagement roll. Start with a die. Is
Cool.
the plan simple and bold? What do you feel like?
It's simple, right? We're just,
Yeah.
moving something from one place to another.
Yeah. I don't think there's many possible failure points. Does your plan detail, expose, or take advantage of a vulnerability?
Well, we're stealthy, right? So
True, yeah.
if there were people that were trying to stop us, they'd have to work harder to find us.
Cool, I'll take that. I don't think the target is fortified against the approach. Friends, contacts, or an inside man provide aid or insight.
Who are we working with? I guess it
We'll go
depends.
with the Daredevil idea. We're working with that team.
Okay.
Good.
So we're trying to get somebody to trial maybe safely
Mm,
if Murdoch's involved.
Do we want to make them sympathetic and they're a witness?
Oh.
we could do that.
Oh yeah. And so if you just take out the witness, then you don't have them talking in classic noir storyline. I'm down for that.
Cool. What are they witness to?
I know who's a faction we want to piss off.
Yeah.
Well, did he tell us? I mean,
Oh,
that's
we might not
in the
know.
air.
Probably so you know who to watch out for.
Well, maybe as
Well-
players we need to define it. Not necessarily characters need to know.
True.
Yeah.
I like that. I would suggest I like that there's a high chance of interference from rivals, enemies, or NPCs. Right?
Okay,
Of course,
cool.
someone would want that, so we need to make sure it's an appropriate group that would be coming after. Right?
Awesome. Cool. So that'll be 2 dice, I think. Unless there's something else.
Wait, did we actually define who the bad guy is that they're
We
witnessing
haven't yet.
against?
No.
Kingpin? Sorry, first thing I thought of.
Sure.
Doc Ock,
Hmm.
The Reavers?
Reavers. Oh yeah.
Who are the
Because we
Reavers
just did
again?
Morlocks, that'd be interesting to flip the coin
Cyborgs.
there.
Hmm. Hellfire Club, yeah.
Hellfire Club.
Oh,
Sebastian Shaw.
Snap.
Maybe it's someone testifying against the Hellfire Club.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, that's gonna be a bad
Let's do
time.
that.
That could bring in X-Men characters too.
Well,
Mhm.
and it may not, maybe the trial they don't know it's the Hellfire Club, but it's some of their interests that are involved.
Right.
So, yeah.
So is it just someone that happened to be working there and witnessed something and was taken to safety? Or are they like a supernatural or a superhero villain kind of character? Are we
I like the idea that they are one of these cyborgs that like turned.
Oh, Reaver that's turning state's evidence? Oh
Yeah.
wow.
And like
Oh,
at the
okay.
very least,
That's-
like they want their technology back from that guy.
That's kind of dope.
That's good.
If everybody else is cool with that.
Cool.
and they'll have to
Australia.
they'll have to pull in someone like Ford or Reed Richards to testify that like the robot parts aren't interfering with the witness actually telling the truth or something like that. They're not being computer controlled or something. Anyway.
Cool. Where are you transporting them to? So an idea of where we're going. Is it
Oh,
within
we've
the
got
city?
a map. We've got a
Yeah.
map. Yeah, I'd like to stick in the city if we can. We have the raft.
Ooh,
Raft is classic.
yeah. So let me check the map and make sure it matches up with the oh, I'm on that page. Yeah, I know. Downtown is where like the federal courthouse or something is, I think. Down, let me see what it is. Courthouse. Manhattan South Traffic Court. That's probably not. Yeah, there's a U.S. District Court. It's the one. If you've seen the Professional, it's the one. It's the building that Peril lives in. It's very impressive facade down south. That might be fun.
Nice.
Cool. So they're taking you're taking the a Reaver from wherever to do that place. Awesome. And there will probably be some interference. Cool. Who wants to do the engagement roll?
How many dice are we at?
2.
2? And then the last question is about what tier. Are they a higher tier or a lower tier?
Oh yeah, I always forget that one.
We're
they would
tier
have to be-
0, so they're
Yeah, they would
definitely
have to be a higher tier.
So I think that's 1 die.
That's 1 die. Who wants
I
to
can
be
roll.
responsible?
Dish.
I do it, and I roll a 1. That's low is good, right?
Low is good.
It's good for the story.
Good for the XP.
Well, so good news is we start out in desperate, so XP all around. What went wrong?
Isn't that what you're supposed to tell us?
Yeah.
Do we
Oh,
want
well,
you to take a
the
break?
obvious
Give you a few minutes.
I think I know what went wrong.
Okay.
Oh yeah, but we're at the hour. Do you want to take a 5-minute break, and get folks situated, and jump in? Okay, so I think Murray Reese is the guy that you're transporting. I'm gonna say he was being held in a a powered cell on Rikers, and uh, yeah, Matt Murdock. We wanted to be the guy, having him transport, and he's going to testify uh, on X, Y, and Z for a case. And yeah, the defenders are off being busy. He's off being a lawyer right now, and so yeah, you've been asked to do that. Desperate situation. What went wrong? So pickup goes well. Driving along from Rikers into Queens there, and coming across down FDR, the highway that goes along the east edge of Manhattan. What does I guess maybe this is a question for who's driving first off.
I'll drive. It's
Cool.
Unless somebody wanted to.
Yeah, it's a scroll truck. That makes sense.
Oh, truck. She like sticks her hands inside. No.
Tell me about what it looks like how he is being transported. Are you just like chilling in the back, or is he restrained somehow? What does that look like?
Well, he's a witness, right?
Mhm.
Not okay.
Yeah,
So,
but they're bringing him from Rikers. He's cutting a deal basically.
I imagine that there are less creature comforts in the back area, and maybe he's wearing the like binders, which are shackled down to a
Perfect.
particular little ring in the floor type deal.
Yeah, cool. And he do I have a picture of him? I thought I did. He's in prison orange. You can see he's got like these sort of amber colored implants where his cyborg stuff is hooked up or was hooked up. And yeah, he's kind of like a big built guy, short blonde hair, and he's just kind of like relaxing with like he's kind of self-satisfied that he's getting out, or he thinks. And do y'all try to engage him in conversation at all, or is it just all business?
I think I'm chatting a bit with him,
Mhm.
just mostly to keep him from getting too antsy. Like,
Mhm.
And Raina,
Cool.
are you on your bike or are you in the truck with us?
Oh, good question.
yeah, I think I'm on the bike. Did we hit like completely stop gnarled New York traffic? Are we?
No, it's a early morning transport to
Okay.
get there to the court, so it's before traffic really kicks in. Um,
And I think I'm at like one of the
Yeah.
readouts, like watching for, you know, maybe I've got drones up in the air and I'm
nice,
watching for anything happening. Yeah.
cool, um, awesome. Slava, what is your first what's the first thing you notice that he is interfacing with the truck's systems?
oh, I think there are some blinking lights,
Mhm.
and he because he had some implants, and they start to blink at the same time.
Nice, yeah. And he notices you noticing that, and he just says, "Buckle up." And Nighthawk, you definitely see just like everything goes nuts on the screen, and Narrow, the wheel of the truck just jerks out of your hands and does a hard right, and the truck goes into a skid and rolls on the highway.
Oh, crap.
Holy moly.
I'm gonna roll a die to see which side of the truck you land on.
Awesome.
We'll start with the top.
The living side.
Starboard.
So yeah, you're on your left side. It rolls. There's a little bit of traffic, but not much. And there's like a couple people swerve around you, and there's a couple of fender benders there. But you're on the left side, and the the shackles pop. Desperate situation. What do you
That's
do?
awesome. I'm so freaked out. Is everybody okay? Is everybody okay?
Yeah.
Okay, nobody's okay. I'm awake though. I think
I
Meryl
don't
like
know. What? Are you doing this? Are you doing this?
I
Cut
did
it
it.
out or I'll punch
I
you.
was driving. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened.
Were you saying that to
Yeah,
Minx or
to the guy. not to
Okay,
the-
yeah, and he had sort of braced himself. He like grabbed onto the restraints to sort of like brace
knew
himself
it
up
was
against the
coming,
floor.
right?
Yeah, because he was doing it. And so he just kind of like let's go, and the restraints pop off.
I'm gonna punch him.
Great, good, awesome. So yeah, you're up pretty close with him in there. So this is a good close combat here. Punching. I assume this is skirmish, but
Yeah.
I'm open to hearing what you got.
Skirmish sounds right.
Cool.
I still have my hangover, and I think it's not the same hangover. It's just
It's a continuous
Drink a
rolling
lot.
hangover. So are you trying to like punch him out, or like what is the intention with the punch besides like fuck you?
Yeah. I think it's just to daze him enough that maybe we can get the restraints back on him, or Nighthawk or someone who knows technology can come back here and fix things. So it's more to keep him occupied and out of it, so that he doesn't run off or whatever it is he's planning to do, than to actually hurt him.
Nice. Cool. So you've got one die for skirmish. Would you like to push or take a devil's bargain?
I would like to hear was it called Danger? No, Danger Zone was the other game, right?
Yeah. Red Air.
Yeah, Devil's Bargain.
His name is written down in my notes. His name is Murray Reese.
Yeah, let's hear Devil's Bargain.
I think regardless of whether you punch him or not, the people who are waiting for him show up.
I feel like that's going to happen anyway, so yeah, I'll take that.
Right? Yeah. They weren't until just now, so.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have a devil's bargain that might be fun?
I feel like some innocent person might get involved if you no matter, like, if it's gonna be a devil's bargain, it's gonna be something like you punch him and it rolls the truck over and it hits somebody or something like that. In my mind, yeah. So
I'll take the people showing up. I think that puts us in some action.
All right.
I'm not going to push myself because I already have taken some resilience.
Are you using that for an extra die or added effect?
Extra die. I need the die. So do I have reduced effect from my hangover, or does that not apply?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Any help?
Oh, sorry. I already rolled.
Oh,
and
that's
I
cool.
assume nobody was in a position to help with this particular
Ooh, that's a 2 and a 3.
Terribly. XP, though.
Cool, you do get your XP. This is a fail in a desperate position. So the worst outcome: suffering harm, a serious complication, or losing this opportunity.
You're dead.
Too easy for her.
Come on, hit me.
Yeah, I think this is desperate. So he you go to throw a punch, and his implants blink, and he does it like he grabs your fist and your wrist and like throws you through, I guess would be the top of the truck, which is facing sideways. And I think the position it puts you in, like you like bounce and skid across the FDR, and you like go over the edge, and you're left hanging on the railing over the East River, which is not a big deal, but it's a precarious situation, and I think that's going to be what kind of harm is that going to be? I think that's going to be level 2 harm, unless you want to resist it.
I'll take it, but I'll use my I can do this all day to reduce it to level 1 harm.
Cool. So it's probably going to be
have like we
banged
don't
up.
have any gear. I don't have any.
Yeah, I think powers take place of gear in this game.
Yeah. Cool. So I take
cool. Banged up, probably.
Yeah.
Road rash. Awesome. And he steps out, like he walks out the top of the truck and looks up. What is everyone else doing?
So I'd like to do something now. I think I'm taking advantage of his interaction with Svava, and I'm going to step in with a taser.
Ooh, all right.
And I want to see what I can do there.
Yeah.
So as far as rolling something, is this tinker to see if the taser's good enough to affect him, or is this finesse to see if I can hit him good enough with the taser?
So tinker is creating modifying stuff or using tech to bypass something. So it could be tinker if it was your intention is to like you've got a taser, it probably realizes it's not going to work on a big guy like this. Tinker might be like trying to reconfigure it so it will work and then giving it a shot.
Maybe upping it. And specifically, his advantage, a lot of it comes from implants, and I want to see if I can short those out.
Exactly.
So so I'll roll tinker for that.
Cool.
So were you running across rooftops or something like that, or?
No, I was in the truck.
Oh, you were in the truck. I'm so sorry. In my head, you were like,
truck.
You're in a. Sorry.
Yeah, you're on the monitors in the truck. Yeah.
I don't know why I thought
right.
you were on a building somewhere.
Nope. I was in the truck. All that crap went down. Svava engaged him with a fight, and I'm going to see if I can't slip up and just zap him. So that's 1D. Could I get some help for Svava?
Svava's hanging by an arm over the railing on the bridge right now.
Meaning that fight. Well, I was going to say that fight with Svava distracted him.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Or if somebody else wants to help, that'd be fine too.
It could be Svava's last act before she dies by falling into the river. So
yeah, I'll help.
This issue, Svava dies again.
And I'm going to push myself. So we're at desperate. So that is not a decreased effect, right?
No, I think this is going to be standard across the board.
Standard. Okay.
Risky standard.
Okay, so then let me roll 3 dice because I pushed myself and see what that looks like.
Wait, we're at standard now?
Oh, sorry. Risky desperate. Yeah.
Desperate.
Yeah. So I got a 3.
You did.
I thought risky and desperate were on the same chart.
They are, yeah. It's
controlled effect, limited
controlled
effect, standard.
Which one is it? It's the middle one and the hard one, whatever they're called.
So
in this
desperate
one.
Standard.
Desperate standard, yes. Thank you. Controlled risky. Desperate standard. So yeah, tell me what like your reconfiguring looks like and your tasing attempt.
Yeah, so I think what this specifically looks like is while he's smarting off to Svava, I pull out this taser and I up a couple of things to increase the amperage to make it more likely that it will get through to the electronics that are components that are embedded in him. And then I slip up, and I'm right at the time whenever he punches Svava through the ceiling, I reach out and just zap him. So I'm not trying to hit him or anything like that. Just trying to
Right.
get close enough, sneak up on him. Yeah.
Cool. Where are you zapping him?
Probably in the leg, wherever I can get close. Yeah.
Nice. Great. So you up that amperage there, and you see it. Comic book electricity coursing up his body, and he like kind of does the neck crack thing, and like does the arm punch getting stronger thing, and just reaches behind and grabs you by your arm and he says, "Thanks for the boosts," and like lifts you up. I guess he's standing outside the van, so he like reaches inside and he's got you by the arm, and just squeezes. And I think that's gonna be level 2 harm again. He's broken wrist at least. Unless you want to resist that.
I'm not going to resist that, so I'll take that.
Yeah.
What? Broken risk?
Yeah. And don't forget your XP for the desperate roll.
Got
it. Mix and Rain. What you see this all happening? Were you leading or following?
I think at this point, I turned around or whatever I needed to do so that I can now be like just moments later at where Svava is hanging on for life so that I can try to help her out. So I imagine like I've grabbed with 2 little hands compared to the Asgardian. I've grabbed the wrist of the hand. I guess you're like, are you just hanging on by one hand, Svava? Or yeah, all right, day at the gym for you, right? So yeah. So I like maybe you've got this under control and I'm just overreacting, but like I'm trying to figure out like how to pull you up, and like I've got my hands and I'm like, look, what do you eat, lassie? And not being as probably efficient as like actually helping with the guy that's getting away, but
yeah,
like
you can definitely get her up without a problem though.
Oh, okay. All right.
Remakes.
So apologies if this is coming at it too perpendicular. But I think what Remix does is, and this is a little bit of player knowledge, so if you think that Remix doesn't hear this, I'm okay changing action. But you said that there were people who were arriving, like that was part of a devil's bargain.
Yeah,
right?
They haven't shown up yet. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, but maybe we. Okay. What in my wait? I thought we took that as a devil's bargain.
Yeah. They will arrive, but they haven't. Actually arrived yet.
Okay. All right. Is it? So let me throw out the idea, and you guys tell me if it feels like too much player knowledge. I was imagining they are arriving, so Nero shifts in to look like Murray and decides, okay, Murray's kicking everyone's ass. I'm going to be Murray so that they maybe take me instead. He gets left behind and they can recapture him. That's Remix's idea. Are we cool with that?
I also like it from the point of view of like, maybe in your mind you're like, wow, this guy's really powerful, it'd be nice just to be him. Right. So
you're not wrong.
So like I can see it I like it. I mean, that cool. The whole Spider-Man pointing gag is hilarious, so let's go for it.
Setting it up. I'm setting it up. Okay, so she like shoves open the spider webbed cracked front windshield, kind of shifts out of, like, doesn't even remove the seatbelt, but just kind of out, and then comes up as Murray Reese trying to run towards wherever the rescue guys are, the extraction team.
Cool. Yeah. So I think so I think what that looks like is as Rain pulls Svava up out of the off the railing, looking over the edge, there are 2 more cyborg guys, not in prison oranges, in like commando gear, kind of like way too quickly crawling up the rocks there.
Love it.
And from the other side of the highway, you see two more like pull themselves up over the railing, just like boom onto the freeway. So there's like two on either side of the truck, with buddy there. What's his name? Murray. With Murray in the middle, standing there with Nighthawk dangling like a little doll. And you looking exactly like him, not holding up Nighthawk. What do you do?
Somehow we have to punch you. That's all I know.
It's fine. Hey, come on, let's go. That's it. That's the whole thing. Figures the more she talks, the more she gives the opportunity for them to figure something out. So going towards cyborgs, thinking, "Oh yeah," and if they point that out, go, "Oh, that's their stupid shapeshifter."
That's them, not us.
Cool. Let me get another picture of these guys because it was pretty cool. What are the rest of you doing as that's happening?
The rain has pulled me up,
Mhm.
but I'm like on the other side of the highway, I figure.
So the situation is the truck is flipped over with the top pointing to the East River. There is Murray in the middle holding Nighthawk, and then on either side of the truck, coming up the railings, are two more cyborgs each.
Right.
What if we were to do an inverse cannonball special? Like I'll do one of Doctor Strange's like circle holes, and then you'll just be dropping down from above. Like
I love it.
Oh, that's awesome.
you like that? Okay. All right, cool. So I look at what's going on and I'm like, you've got to save him, referring to Nighthawk. And like she just without thinking just throws the circle up and you fall and then you're just gonna do I need to make a roll or
So is that circle a small unstable portal to limbo, or is it just a Doctor Strange teleport circle?
no, it's a Doctor Strange, so I'd have to pay for that, right?
Yeah. So I think it sounds difficult to me. What do you think?
Oh yeah. Like this
Yeah.
is something like I'm on the master class with Wong and I'm
Right.
like, oh my God, this is so difficult.
Do you think it's difficult or borderline?
Let me bring my character up. Oh no, I think I'd like to put it out to y'all. Any answer feels like a
Difficult feels fair, I think. It's not like a
Okay.
super powerful thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
It feels like the same flavor as the limbo portal too.
okay.
Yeah.
And then if I roll, I might get a chance to master it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the intention is to get Svava to drop on top of Murray to get Nighthawk, right?
yeah. So I guess I would just need to attune correctly to get him.
Sure. Yeah. That works great.
Okay.
Cool. So that's 2 dice. Do you want to push your devil's bargain?
So
Is there a devil?
sorry. Is this like Rain is trying to take him out and I'm helping, or do we make like separate roles or
I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like you're kind of using Svava as a projectile here.
Cannonball special. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I think, yeah, it is at least to, you dropping from a height onto him.
yeah. Cool.
Yes.
Have you? So before I
yeah.
do it though, Andish, have you ever mentioned like, do you admire Thor or Jane Foster, or are they like, what are your feelings on them?
I think like Jane Foster, she's human, so it's kind of weird.
Sure.
But I mean, anyone who, if you can wield Mjolnir, then you're obviously worthy.
Right.
And that's, I think that's going to. So I think I have like a natural respect for them, but I probably met them, so I mean, I know them as people. So it's
Okay.
like if I imagine it's like knowing it's like being friends with Tom Brady or someone. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
admire them for what they can do, but you also know them as a person. So
Yeah.
that sort of relation.
So what I'll do is right before I send you, I'll like go be a better Thor, and then okay. So Devil's Bargain. I would like it to apply to me, not to Svava.
Yeah.
What do you have anything?
Oh, actually, I had something, but it would apply to Svava, I guess. A possibility would be that since you're used to creating portals to Limbo, the Doctor Strange circle kind of goes through it, so she like drops through Limbo for a moment, and probably has some effect on her. But if you don't want to affect her, that's cool.
Could we do that? Except it draws attention to me, like someone's gonna like come looking for
yeah,
me
yeah.
or something like that. Like,
yeah, so the Devil's Bargain is whether or not it works, you've attracted the attention of someone in Limbo that will be coming after you soon.
all right.
That sounds like Heat, right?
Yeah, thank you. Yes, heat.
Literally heat.
Yeah.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
And Anders, were you going to help?
Depends on how many dice you're
I
up
have
to.
3 dice so far, but we've rolled 3 dice and gotten a 3-2-2. So
well, if you've already rolled, then
I haven't. No, I'm saying that was Nighthawk's last roll.
Yeah, that was
oh,
Nighthawk's roll.
okay.
I'm just saying 3 dice doesn't guarantee anything.
That's very true, but I also don't have a huge amount of resilience. So
Cool.
with 3 dice, I think you can handle this.
Okay. All right. A 4.
Got
Yes.
scraped by with a 4.
Oh.
Take your XP if you haven't already.
Oh, sweet. Nice.
We are still definitely desperate. Cool. So you do it with a consequence: severe harm, a serious complication, or reduced effect. Yikes. Yeah. I think so probably going to be two things are going to happen. You realize what you've done with the portal, and I think that that comes at you like that migraine style thing, like that limbo flavored migraine.
Yeah.
Level 1 harm. I think that would be like struck by limbo or something.
Well, but it's a desperate roll, right?
Yeah.
I think that okay. Yeah. So level 1 harm. Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah, I think for that one. And I think the other one is that so we do it and the intention was to get Nighthawk free. So I think what happens is Fava drops down on him. What does it look like when you knock Nighthawk free?
Yeah, I think like Rain throws me in the portal, and I'm just like feet first, landing straight like on his shoulders.
Nice. Cool. So you do that, and he drops Nighthawk roughly to the concrete. And so you kind of like dropped. Where do you land? You like land on his shoulders, land behind him? Where you wind up?
Like I land on him, and then I roll, and I'm up like in a fighting pose, of course, a cool
Nice.
cool fighting pose, depending on how good the artist is, whether it actually looks cool or not.
Yeah, so he's startled or struck enough to drop him. As you're rolling away, he's facing away from you, and his head turns all the way around, and his arms kind of flip the other way. So like he is now facing you, but just by like, and he's like, it's like gross and twisty, and like you're in your pose, and he just bear hugs you. Have you seen Malignant?
I'm not sure.
You would remember if you had. It's kind of like that. But for the audience, if you've seen that,
I haven't.
It's great. It's terrible. So yeah, he's like turned his body around by twisting himself, and he has grabbed you.
There's a similar thing in Absentia, but yeah.
Mm.
Anyway,
Yeah. Nighthawk, you just got dropped. Nero, you're in the thing. The four cyborgs are approaching you. They are like dressed in like they're like tactical gear or whatever. And after kind of like seeing what happened with Murray, you see that these aren't just like beefy guys with guns. They have like they have some sort of like rifle carbine thing like embedded in their hand. Their flesh is twisted around it. They've got various Cronenbergy attachments on them there. Yeah, what are you doing as you're seeing all this gross stuff happening?
None of them arrived in a vehicle of any kind.
No, they just crawled on up.
Crazy. Okay. There's like mile a minute captions if this were a comic panel of Nero trying to think of options, and then Nero as Murray will say, "Hey, where's the evac?"
Yeah, I think the closest one just turns. Just like, "We are the evac, asshole. Who are you?" Like, looks at you and looks at Murray.
Murray, forget that guy. Stupid shapeshifter. Let's go.
What is your goal is to do what with him?
To cause a distraction long enough for my team to come back and take care of business. That's
awesome.
Really it. I'm just here to mix signals and cause trouble.
Yeah, I think that would lead to some mechanical advantage if you pull this off too.
Yeah, sure.
What are you rolling with?
I think it has to be Sway, right? It feels like Sway.
Or command. But Sway sounds the most to me.
Yeah. Yeah, Sway sounds good.
Okay. All right, cool. Got a devil's bargain for me?
Ooh. Either way. Regardless or not whether it works, I think Murray turns his attention on you since you're the one impersonating him.
I'm like that. Does anybody else have others?
Okay, how about either way, this kind of looks like a screw up, and we will lose reputation with the people who helped us.
Ooh.
Who got this job.
Murdoch. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that. I mean, it's a great mean thing, but being Nero's advocate, I don't think I want her to be the poster. Oh, I don't know. I'm kind of damn. That's a good one.
I got a third one.
Go for it.
So since you're talking to them and they're not quite fighting right now, just for that one moment, somebody on in a bodega or whatever thinks like they're gonna make a run for it, and then the Reavers turn their attention to them. Maybe they shoot them or something like that.
Yeah, that would probably be someone in a car. That's you've caused some traffic now.
Sorry,
so,
yeah. Where we are is fluid in my head. But yeah, like someone makes a break for it. Some Wade Wilson guy.
Some wait, hold on.
No, I was just kidding. I'm completely kidding.
Okay. Go on now. Can't go all your too many places. All right. I think I'll go. What was the first one you said, Mark?
Murray turns his attention on you.
Yeah, I'll take Murray's attention. This one's fine. Yeah,
Cool.
My butt.
Do you want effect or dice for that one?
Dice. I need dice. I'm only rolling one. Here we go. This is desperate standard or desperate lesser? What do you think?
I think it's standard desperate. Yeah.
Okay. 5.
Hey, that's a 5.
Or a 5. Up to you.
Doubles. So yeah, so your intention was to get his attention off of the situation and onto you.
Yep.
I think you definitely do that. Of course, you do it with a consequence: serious harm, serious complication, reduced effect. I like, yeah, I like Rain's idea a little bit. Someone, so there's a guy in a delivery truck who had stopped his truck and like turned around to see if he could help what was going on, and so the other Reaver, who his name was right now, like put his gun is down. He's approaching you. He's like, I don't. This is too weird for me, man. I don't know what's going on. And from behind you, you hear, "Hey, asshole! You're blocking traffic!" And someone fires with a shotgun. They've seen trouble and they want to help. I'm gonna roll. No, I think it hits you. I think it hits you.
Yeah, that's a complication.
Yeah, and I think that's gonna be level 2 harm. Unless you want to resist it.
I'd like to resist that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it with prowess.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Some prowess.
Yeah. But I'm Murray. 5. Cool. That costs only 1 resilience. But Murray does turn his attention on you. So he drops Svava, who is constricted and a little bit out of breath right now. And Murray turns to you and says, Who do you think you're fooling? And his face drops into a Skrull face. And I think that's where we'll leave it this time.
What?
Nice.
What? I want to say, like, on the sidelines though, like me with I typed in ingrained limbo for like a migraine or whatever, but I think maybe it's like ticking towards a clock, right? Like I think like fire comes out of my eyes for a moment.
Oh, could be, yeah.
And I'm
limbo
just
clock,
pulling it back in or something like that. So
nice.
Would you do that clock, or do I do that clock, or
I would probably throw that in on the clock page. Yeah.
Cool.
I wanted to retro something.
Yeah.
I have a power Battleborn, which lets me reduce harm from attack by 1 level. So I'm going to tick that, and I knew the hold whenever Murray grabbed a hold of me. I was able to twist my arm just before he grabbed, so it's a sprained wrist instead of a broken wrist.
Nice.
We hear cracks, but it's
It's more of the crunch. Yeah, they're not breaking the celery in the Foley; they're just squeezing it.
Yep.
Awesome. That'll be a good place to pick up next time. Let's go ahead and do XP first for the custodians. Did you discover something new about the world?
Yeah, there's a Skrull.
There's a Skrull.
There are times of the day where there aren't traffic in New York.
Cinematic lack of traffic.
Right.
Cool. 1 for that, feel like?
Yeah.
Cool. Contend with challenges above your current station. Definitely at least 1. Bolster your team's reputation or develop a new one. You got strange and daring right now.
Strange?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Sounds good. And did you express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the team?
I think with me and Night Talk there at the beginning, like working together and figuring things out.
Yeah.
And that actually kind of paid off during this fight with your
Yeah.
help for me. So yeah.
Cool. That's 4 XP, which gets you an advance. Which I need to put a little quote before the plus. So there we go. Close enough. Awesome. So we'll take care of the advance next time. Let's go through starting with Svava. Svava, did you address a challenge with compassion or did you inspire someone?
Maybe inspired Nighthawk a little bit with our workout thing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But no compassion from me this time.
Just
I
touching.
need to remember that because it's not,
Passion.
Cool. That's 1. Did you bring in your downtime clocks, origin or profession?
yeah,
You cleared a downtime clock for sure.
yeah,
Um,
and
Did you bring in the alien or
I mean,
bodyguard?
we brought in the Asgard thing. That wasn't me. That was Kai who did that. But
Yeah. Cool. Sounds like 3 to me. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Awesome. Nighthawk. Did you address a challenge with force or recklessness?
Did yes.
Sure did. That was pretty reckless. Nero, did you take a XP on that last one? On your
No,
last
I did not.
action?
I did not.
Okay.
Yeah. The sway.
Yeah.
Not.
Cool. 1 recklessness. Do you think you got 1 or 2 on that one?
I don't know that I did anything else reckless,
Cool.
or forceful. No.
Okay,
1.
cool. Did you bring in your downtime clocks, origin or profession? You did 1 clock for sure. Bring in legacy or upper class or the other clock at all?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Just 2.
So that's 2 and no trauma. So 2, yeah. Neville Wolf. Did you address a challenge with creativity or solve a problem by thinking outside the box?
The only thing I could think of is the strange hole to dive bomb.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Okay.
For sure. And did you bring in your downtime clock, origin or profession?
Well, the whole like the written message or whatever could be like who holds you accountable, or who do I butt heads with? So I think 1 would be sufficient there.
Awesome. Yeah, totally.
Okay.
So that is 2.
2 it is.
And Reminx, did you address a challenge with insight or add an interesting perspective to a scene?
I think I'm not going to go after the prisoner, but try to cause trouble by looking like the prisoner might be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. And did you address a challenge, or did you bring in your downtime clock, origin or profession? Definitely origin. One free, 1 for that.
Yep. And I think profession, the coffee shop stuff it's a pretty big part of it.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. So that's 3 points there.
Yay.
Sweet. And I think that is that for mechanic stuff. Anything else that I missed? Cool. Let's roll into stars and wishes then. Let's start with Guy.
That's me. Let's see. Thank you, Yandish, for just letting me help the idea of rolling with my idea with the teleportation. And I have to say, like, at first I was kind of like, man, we have just a weird eclectic group of powers, right? Like, for the X-Men, they're pretty much all mutants, and Iron Man and War Machine, they're all, but like I'm starting to see how awesome Nighthawk is, even if he isn't like the same power origin as me. I like that. especially the part where you're being held up. I know that wasn't necessarily what you wanted, but like I could see the page in my head. Like I could really see, like I was like, oh, like emphasis the risks that may have been cracking and stuff like that. Like I was just like, oh my God. And I mean, you can't not have the who's this when you've got a shapeshifter situation. So I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I like that you were basically taking care of 4 Reavers at once by just talking. So I thought that was pretty cool. Wishes. I think I already gave you my wish about the limbo clock.
Mhm.
If I think of anything else, I'll let you know. But that's where I'm at right now.
Awesome. Thank you. Stephen.
Start with wishes. Something came up during the last, couple of scenes where Kai said something about, and there's Wade Wilson.
Sorry.
Like, oh,
sorry.
No.
Sorry.
I was like, well, no. I was like, we totally need like a Stan Lee cameo in this at some point.
Right.
So we need to figure out where we're just, maybe he was the pedestrian with the shotgun, or maybe he was the person.
Right. Yeah. What I was thinking in my head was that first scene in Deadpool where it's on the highway and there's just a bunch of shooting and stuff like that, and so that's why it came out. It was.
But so in the MCU, there's a theory that Stan Lee is a watcher, right?
Right.
And I like the idea that maybe he's, we'll see him, every 8 or 10 sessions or something, popping in and saying something.
He's good luck.
As far as stars, Anders, thank you so much for bringing me into your downtime. That was a really good scene. I really enjoyed that, training scene and where it took my character a little bit. That was really good. And again, the star Kai for, maybe a slip of the tongue, but, bringing in Wade Wilson and, starting that idea of all of that stuff. That was really good. And the fastball special was really creative. I really like that. And then seeing Naro kind of go off, what was it? Hold, 5 of these badasses at bay. I mean, they're really tough, and holding 5 of them off by just like being weird and looking like them was pretty impressive too. And you didn't, the other part was, at some point it was like, when are you going to cut and run? And it was like, no, I'm here. I'm Murray, right? We should go. You bought in.
But it wasn't like morph where you like maybe you were doing it for comedic effect and you're becoming this person and that person and stuff like that. You're your own character.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Andish.
I don't have any wishes right off the top of my head. So I'll go with the stars. Star to Stephen for building on that scene that we had. I think that was really great. Star for bringing coffee to the Fantastic Four. I really like that. That was a cool thing, and for to Mark for building on that, and also for putting us in a real like superhero slugfest fight type of thing. It's interesting to see that here, to see how it plays out in the system. And start to Kai both for the fastball special. It's always cool to see like powers interacting like that. That's fun. And for leaning into the limbo thing. I think that's going to be interesting. Yeah, I'll stop there.
Awesome. Rich.
I'll start off with stars. I like it's a lot of my stuff's repeats. That's what happens when you go last. Nighthawk, Svava, downtime scene, good. Kai, appreciate you like throw it in a little accent for rain there. I like that. Like that little flash of accent was fun. and the desperate raid thinking that Svava's doomed, and Svava probably like, oh yeah, it's Arn Day. Juxtaposition was fun. Mark, the mission you threw in, and of course a half the star for the scroll reveal. My jaw just wow. I'm still picking it up. That was great.
Well, as
I
a
loved it.
scroll, it can fall all the way to the floor,
Yeah,
right?
you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And it's got ridges on it, and that was fun. Wishes. So it was our first time making up a mission, and I like wish we could tighten it up. Like maybe we each pick a like one thing we want to, and then we vote on those. Like it might, but it was our first time, so we're just feeling it out. It's not like the book gives you a whole lot of direction. So
Yeah.
again, soft wish of that. Like if we can find a way to tighten up the get into a mission thing. More scroll stuff that was great, and it's going to be terrible when more scroll stuff happens to like yank remix into out of our hiding spots. I like it.
Cool. Thanks.
Asking you about the how could we streamline the creation of this mission? Is it a lookup table? Is there like a table that we should roll on that might make it easier to give ideas, and then we could grow from there?
Yeah, so I kind of did that with the first one a little bit, and then the wild liberties with it. The lookup, they had lookup tables, but it feels like a lot of the stuff in the game is geared towards higher tier stuff.
Yeah.
So it's all like, oh, for a tier 0 thing, let's discover a microscopic civilization or open a black hole, or like, I don't think that's really your speed right now. But yeah, using those for like real broad inspiration is probably good. It worked out before. But I like the picking stuff that we've discovered already and seeing how to incorporate that. That's been really fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe not necessarily a pick list, but just like going through the stuff that we have. And I wrote a list that I didn't use for some reason, so I think that's on me, just keeping a list of like, here are some points of interest that we want to talk about. Make that faster.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, that was gonna be one of my wishes too, just sort of like getting, and again, that's partly on me, just like getting more comfortable with all the little bits of rules. I cannot find any place in the rules where it says that you have to pay for upkeep of a vehicle. I don't know if that's a thing or not. Yeah, just
that's crazy.
Getting more practice.
I would keep it narrative. So for example, we just wreck the crap out of it, so it costs upkeep. If we use it to drive to someplace and surveil and nothing happens,
not so
we don't
much.
have to pay upkeep for gas, right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, just getting more fluency with all the peculiarities of this one as opposed to other Blade stuff. But stars, man, it was so much fun. Like Andrew said, I really like seeing, because everyone's got cool powers. I really like seeing powers interact in unique ways. And so like Superstar for doing the fastball special with the portal gun, really good, really good time. Rich just leaning on your shapeshifting super hard, and the Fantastic Four stuff also, like trying to be as normal as possible. Those two like distinct ends of your character are really fun to do. And yeah, love the Nighthawk Svava downtime scenes so much. Yeah, and just building on those. I'm really enjoying the downtime. Is so much fun, I think, just because you can either just do it mechanically and get it over with, but like digging into all of the little things and building stuff out of that just gives me, and I think another star all around is y'all have just given me so much fun stuff to work with as a GM. Like there's like 20 things. I'm like, okay, a little bit of there and a little bit of there, and make them. Yeah, super good time. Wishes. Yeah, aside from the stuff I said before, I don't think, just find out what happens next. Cool. Anything else?
I'm good.
Awesome. Well, thanks whoever's watching. We'll see you next time.